You are a representative of INEC. How are you?
Very good to see you. Friends, colleagues.
Good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Great. Fantastic. Fantastic. This one needs no introduction.
I know.
Yes, we represent you on INEC. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you. Hello. Good to see you. That's it. Good to see you. Good to see you. And I'm extending my greeting to all of you. Dr. Bila. Please be seated.
Now we have Dr. Kenneth Ukiamu, a round of applause for him, please. You're welcome, sir. Thank you. And then we have Malam Abdul Razak Yusuf. Okay.
Man of INEC, my professor, somebody I always look up to, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, and his commissioners, members of his management team, members of the press, good morning. Just like my MC rightly said, I am Sylvester Nwakuche, the Controller General of Corrections. I'm here this morning to pay my respect to an erudite professor and the chairman of INEC. I'm here this morning to use one stone to kill two birds. How do I mean? Upon my assumption of and confirmation of office by Mr. President, the father of this great nation, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, I did pay courtesy calls to some agencies that impact positively and directly to my office. I've not officially paid a courtesy call and respect to the office of the INEC chairman. So it's an opportunity for me to be here this morning to pay that respect to this office. That is one. And secondly, also to bring to the notice of the chairman and his management and the commissioners of a particular group of people, of a community that may have been underserved and most often than not unnoticed, but play a critical role in this country, that they have the potential to also elevate the development of this nation, because India has cesspools of intelligence, of potentials that can also add to this great nation. And who are members of this community? Those members are our inmates, people in incarceration, people that have found themselves on the other side of the law. Anywhere I go, I try to let people know that anybody can be in that community. So we need to be careful on how they are treated. We need to extend some of the rights that are also granted to people that are in the open society, because that place is an open-ended society, my prof. So the inmates of this great nation, I represent them as the Controller General of Corrections. Over 81,000 of them, of which over 66% are awaiting trial persons who are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Even while as convicts or awaiting trial persons, they do have rights. And part of those rights are rights I'm here this morning to discuss with the INEC chairman to see how we can, if possible, extend some of these rights to these inmates. And this right is about voting rights, my prof, sir. I'm here following a court ruling on the voting rights of inmates in Benin that also escalated up to the appeal court, and there was judgment on it. Of recent, there's also a National Assembly resolution trying to let us know that these people have inalienable right to vote. That for the mere fact that they are in incarceration, we should not deny them the right to vote because they are citizens of this great country. I'm here, Chairman, sir, to see how we can escalate these decisions. Look at the nitty-gritties, look at the gray areas, look at the technical aspect of it, of this court ruling, so that we won't be found not to obey court orders. That is why I'm here, my prof, to see how we can work together, even if it is not now, but in the nearest future, to grant these inmates the right to vote. What are the things needed from our own side as correctional officers and as Nigerian Correctional Service as an institution? And what are the things needed from your own side? What should we do to make sure that these people are not denied the right to vote? In a nutshell, Prof. Sir, that is why I'm here with a select team. These are not my full management, but I just needed to pick the ones that are so very key and essential to this meeting. So I really want to appreciate you for granting me the audience, with you and your team for giving us that opportunity to come and speak on behalf of those that cannot speak for now. So that is why I'm here. So thank you so very much for the opportunity you granted us. Thank you.
Complete a round of applause. Response, to the remarks by the CG. Mr. Chairman, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. The Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, NCOS, senior officials of the Correctional Service, national commissioners, other senior officials of the Commission, the chairman and members of our vibrant INEC press corps, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Sylvester Nwakuche. I think it's not late for the Commission to congratulate you on your appointment, assumption of duty, confirmation, and decoration as the third Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service. In the few years that I'm privileged to serve as INEC Chairman, I met all your predecessors as CGs of the Correctional Service, the three of them. So you are welcome to the Commission. The Commission appreciates the long-standing partnership with the Correctional Service in election management in Nigeria. Along with sister agencies, the Nigerian Correctional Service is a member of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security. You have actively participated in all our meetings and deployed your personnel in support of the Nigeria Police Force, being the lead agency in internal security, including elections, during elections, and sometimes during electoral activities as well. I want to reassure you that our partnership in election security will continue to be strengthened. As stated in your remarks, the purpose of your visit today is specifically in respect of voting rights for inmates of correctional facilities who at the moment do not vote during elections and are therefore disenfranchised. We are aware that the right to vote is actually a human right which cannot be taken away from a citizen on account of time being served in a correctional facility. In many parts of the world, including some African countries such as Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa, where our officials observed elections, inmates exercise the right to vote. The Commission is aware of the judgments of the Federal High Court in Benin, delivered on 16 December 2014, and the Court of Appeal, also in Benin, delivered on 7 December 2018, pertaining to the right to vote by 5 plaintiffs awaiting trial. Based on the combined provisions of Article 25 of the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, 1966, and Section 25 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, on citizenship, the court affirmed the rights of the plaintiffs who were inmates awaiting trial to vote in elections. However, the judges in the 2 judgments ruled that the right to vote is only exercisable when asserted, as it is a choice to be exercised voluntarily by a citizen and not a duty to be imposed by force of authority. You may recall that in recognition of this situation, the Commission had several discussions with the Correctional Service on how inmates who wish to register and vote in elections can do so. When we set up a joint committee involving both INEC and the Correctional Service, we tried to look at all the nitty-gritty issues and technically review what is involved and the way forward. You availed us of data on the locations and types of federal correctional facilities nationwide. You also provided us with statistics on the various categories of inmates, the majority of whom are on remand awaiting trial, who may actually be registered voters. For our part, we raised the issue of access to the correctional facilities for voter registration, creation of polling units, and voter education. On behalf of stakeholders and for transparency, we also brought to your attention concerns about access to our facilities for observers and the media. Political parties also want to know if they will be allowed to campaign in the correctional facilities and appoint polling agents on election day. We believe that working together with you and the stakeholders, we can address these concerns. As we are aware, election is a process governed by law. Again, working together, we can seize the opportunity of the ongoing electoral reform for a clear legal provision that will specifically cover citizens serving time in our correctional facilities. Doing so will clarify the provision of Section 12, subsection 1E of the Electoral Act 2022 on voter registration, a precondition for voting in elections, which is restricted at the moment to Nigerian citizens who are not subject to any legal incapacity to vote under any law, rule, or regulation in force in Nigeria. There are various interpretations as to whether this provision relates to inmates on death row, or those serving life sentence, or those convicted for treason. Our immediate task is to engage the National Assembly for a clear legal provision on inmate voting. Thereafter, we can address the specific issues that may arise in the course of implementation. On this note, the Commission appreciates the role of civil society organizations that have interfaced with both INEC and the Correctional Service in their consistent advocacy for inmate voting in Nigeria. In particular, I would like to recognize Carmelite Prisoners Interest Organization, CAPIO. We worked with CAPIO extensively on this question of inmate voting. We similarly welcome the positive disposition of the Joint Committee of the Senate and House of Representatives on Electoral Matters on issues of inclusivity in our electoral process, including the right of inmates to vote in our elections. I wish to reassure you, the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, that we are united with you in our shared determination to extend voting rights to inmates of our correctional facilities. A meeting like this goes a long way in reaffirming our resolve in this regard. So I thank you for the visit, and may God bless you.
Very much, the Honorable Chairman. Now, it is time to share a gesture of gratitude. Time for the presentation of the souvenir by the Commission. There are
The Nigerian Correctional Service has been working very closely with INEC over a long period of time. There is a committee called the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, which I co-chair with the National Security Advisor. And all security agencies in Nigeria are members of INEC, including the Nigerian Correctional Service. Our idea is to mobilize every national institution to help our democracy, and NCOS is one of the critical national institutions in that respect. But Nigerians should have no fear. They don't empty the correctional facilities to support elections. They provide security in the correctional facilities as well as supporting elections. So let me perform this duty on behalf of INEC as an affirmation of this long-standing relationship and collaboration by presenting something small that will remind you of this long-standing relationship. But I've always had a caveat. When I visit your office, I will look for it. If I don't see it, matters will arise. Thank you.
In a position where you see.
So please accept this on behalf of the Commission. Thank you, and God bless you. Our work is partly practical and partly intellectual. So we do a lot of publications, a lot of reports, regulations, guidelines, and manuals. Now, in the interest of transparency, I want to show you all that this is the content of this bag and nothing more. So it's my pleasure to present some of our publications to you, including some that you may already have, which is the Code of Conduct and Rules of Engagement for security personnel involved in electoral duty. All the publications are already on our website, but I think a few copies for our library will not add to an excess luggage going back to your office.
No, they won't be carried.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, esteemed guests.